Hello everybody, Jake here and welcome to the hobby. In today's video, I'd like to see how much it costs for you to collect every single Scarlet and Violet era Pokemon card set. This is the total cost for collecting every single card inside of the set and getting a master complete collection of all of these different sets. That means you're collecting every single common, rare, uncommon, illustration rare, hyper illustration rare, special illustration rare, every single card inside of the set. We did the calculation for you so you can see what are the cheapest Pokemon card sets and the most expensive Pokemon card sets from the whole entire Scarlet and Violet era. And this list was super enlightening because I was actually surprised by how cheap it was to collect some really popular Pokemon card sets and how actually insane some kind of not popular Pokemon card sets can actually be. So let me share with you guys the complete list of how much does it cost to collect the Scarlet and Violet era so far. Before we get started, I would like to thank Buyee for sponsoring today's video. Are you looking for rare Japanese Pokemon cards? Buyee is the #1 Japanese proxy service trusted by collectors worldwide. With Buyee, you can buy directly from top Japanese marketplaces like Yahoo Auctions, Mercari, Rakuten, Amazon Japan, and even the Pokemon Center Japan, even if you don't speak a single word of Japanese. Why should you try out Buyee? Buyee gives you direct line to some exclusive Pokemon promos that are only available in Japan, like Mario Pikachu, Scream promos, as well as the Unigaba promo cards. They cut out the middleman so you can score big savings from buying directly from Japanese sellers. They have a massive marketplace and they are incredibly reliable with shipping and handling internationally to pretty much just about every single country that you're currently living in. Collector friendly, and they are super transactional with item conditions and making it easy for you to pick up multi-item shipping while making it easy and stress-free. Whether you're just looking for some really cool cards or you just want to pick up your very first booster box from the latest Japanese sets like the Glory of Team Rocket or Heatwave Arena, click the link down in the description and you get yourself 10% off your very first purchase. Check them out today. Kicking off the list, we have the cheapest Scarlet and Violet era Pokemon card set to currently collect. And this can be a good or bad thing depending on who you speak to. If you're looking for a very cheap and affordable set to collect, these are going to be some of the cheapest ones to pick up all the singles inside of the Scarlet and Violet era. And starting off the list, we have ourselves Obsidian Flames being the cheapest Scarlet and Violet era set to currently collect. It'll currently cost you $500 to get a complete set of Obsidian Flames. That's actually not that expensive. There are sets out there where the top chase card is pretty much $300, $400, $500. So to collect Obsidian Flames, it's actually quite affordable, with the more prominent card being the Charizard EX, which is currently going for $60. There are 230 cards inside of the set. Next up, being the second cheapest set to collect, we got ourselves Shrouded Fable, and I don't think this is going to be surprising to anyone, mainly because Shrouded Fable is a very, very small set. Kind of similar to Obsidian Flames. Obsidian Flames has a ton of cards, but it doesn't have that many special illustration rares or illustration rares, and those are going to make up the vast majority of the value inside of these sets. Shrouded Fable, again, fairly small set. It currently costs $550 to get a master complete set of Shrouded Fable. And the more prominent card is going to be the Persian illustration rare, which is currently going for $50. There are 99 cards total inside of Shrouded Fable. Next up in the third place spot, or however you want to call it, next up we got ourselves Stellar Crown. This is actually pretty surprising because Stellar Crown is actually surprisingly cheap to collect. To get a complete set of Stellar Crown, it currently costs you roughly $600, with the most prominent chase card being the Squirtle illustration rare as well as the Bulbasaur illustration rare. The Squirtle is a little bit more expensive of the two. It's currently going for $60, and there are 175 cards inside of Stellar Crown, a little bit more of a smaller set compared to all the other sets from the Scarlet and Violet era. Next up, we got ourselves Scarlet and Violet Base. Scarlet and Violet Base currently costs you $650 to get a master complete set of it. Considering how expensive the packs and the booster boxes for Scarlet and Violet base are. The singles are absolutely underrated compared to the sealed product price. The most prominent card from Scarlet and Violet base is probably going to be the Gardevoir EX, which is currently going for $50. Now we're going to jump pretty high up because things are going to start getting really, really expensive because there's no in between here. The next most expensive set to collect is Twilight Masquerade, and it's going to cost you a whopping $1,200, $1,200 to get a complete set of Twilight Masquerade. The most prominent card inside of Twilight Masquerade is going to be the Greninja EX, and this is where things start to get pretty ridiculous to complete some of these sets. And it really comes down to the amount of chase, special illustration rare, and chase illustration rares inside of these sets, because the sets are pretty much around the same size, but it's really about the prominent cards because the vast majority of the cost for these sets are grouped into the top 10 to 20 cards. The top 10 to 20 cards is pretty much going to be the total cost of the sets. Most of the common, uncommons, and rare cards don't really add up to that much value. You're really paying for the top chase cards for these sets. And the most prominent chase card inside of Twilight Masquerade is no surprise, is going to be the Greninja EX, which is currently going for $365, and there are 226 cards inside of Twilight Masquerade. The next set up, we got ourselves the largest set from the whole entire Scarlet and Violet era, and that is Paldea Evolved. Paldea Evolved currently costs $1,250 to get a complete master set of it. The most prominent chase card is going to be the Magikarp Illustration Rare, which is currently going for right around $220. There are 279 cards inside of Paldea Evolved, and it has a ton of special illustration rares and regular illustration rares. Most of these other SIRs and IRs are not that expensive, but they add up. A $10 illustration rare here, a $15 special illustration rare there. All these other smaller cards add up, and because Paldea Evolved is such a large set, it does have a really prominent price to it. Moving up the list, we got ourselves 151. It's actually not even in the top 5 most expensive sets to currently collect, and that really goes to show you how heavily printed 151 is. I know 151 is really popular. They absolutely printed a ton of 151, and we're still getting more 151 packs out there. The total cost to get a master complete set of 151 is currently $1,300, with the most prominent chase card inside of the set is going to be the Charizard EX, which is currently going for right around $225. If you collect all the illustration rares and SIRs inside of this set, that's going to make up like 90 to 95% of the total cost of 151, maybe more. Maybe like the commons and rares only make up like 2 or 3% because the SIRs and illustration rares make up such a whopping portion of the cost of some of these sets. And now we're moving on to the top 5 most expensive sets to collect right now. And this is where things start to get really surprising because the next setup in 5th place for the top 5 most expensive set, we got ourselves Temporal Forces, which currently costs also $1,300 to get a master complete set of, but I'm moving it a little bit above 151 because I think Temporal Forces cards are now out of stock and they're starting to get a little bit more expensive, whereas 151 cards are actually getting a little bit cheaper. So I'm giving a little bit of an edge to Temporal Forces right now immediately. And the most expensive prominent chase card inside of Temporal Forces is the Raging Bolt EX, which is currently going for right around $100. Temporal Forces has a lot more SIRs and IRs than 151, and that's really pushing up the value. So really surprising. I think a lot of people don't give enough credit to Temporal Forces. At the same time, I don't think a lot of people give enough credit to the next set, which is Paradox Rift. Paradox Rift currently costs roughly $1,400 to get a master complete set of it, with the most prominent chase card being the Groudon Illustration Rare, which is currently going for right around $90. Please keep in mind that a lot of these calculations are based on the cards from these sets. If you were really savvy, could you get some of these sets for cheaper or more expensive prices? Absolutely. If you're really good at negotiating, who knows? You might be able to get like 20 or 30% off some of these sets. Or maybe you snipe a deal and get a bunch of good cards for really affordable prices. So definitely keep in mind that depending on who you're talking to or who you're trading with and the condition of some of these cards, the prices could absolutely vary up and down. Now we're moving on to the top 3 spots. And these are where things start to get really crazy. In third place for the most expensive Scarlet and Violet era set to collect, we got ourselves Surging Sparks, which currently costs $1,500 to get a Master Complete set of it, with the most expensive chase card being the Pikachu EX. This was actually kind of surprising because Surging Sparks is barely more expensive than Paradox Rift, yet Paradox Rift, I would say, is a significantly weaker set to a lot of collectors than Surging Sparks. And this really goes to show that I think Temporal Forces and Paradox Rift are kind of underrated because they're comparatively the same as some of these top chase sets in terms of the value and how hard it is to collect with all the cool cards inside of these sets. People need to start thinking about that when they're looking at the prices on some of these products. Surging Sparks currently costs $1,500 to get a Master Complete set of it, and the most expensive chase card is going to be the Pikachu EX with a total of 252 cards inside of Surging Sparks. There's a bunch of other pretty expensive SIRs and illustration rares inside of Surging Sparks as well, and the prices on those cards are dipping quite a bit. So in a couple of months, we might actually see Temporal Forces and Paradox Rift above Surging Sparks because the prices on Surging Sparks cards just keeps on dropping and dropping because it's a brand new Pokemon card set, and that's what happens to brand new sets. They print more of it, more singles are added to the market, the prices get cheaper and cheaper. The next set is actually probably going to get a little bit more expensive, and that's going to be Paldean Fates, and that's because Paldean Fates is kind of hard to find. There aren't a lot of Paldean Fates packs out there right now, and Paldean Fates currently costs right around $1,600 to get a Master Complete set of it. The most expensive card inside of Paldean Fates is going to be the Mew EX, the Bubble Mew. It's currently going for $330, and there is a total of 245 cards inside of Paldean Fates. Really, really solid set. Tons of really cool illustration rare, and it really goes to show you, even if you don't talk about the Bubble Mew, there's a bunch of other really cool chase cards inside of Paldean Fates. I know the Gardevoir SIR is really solid, as well as the Charizard SIR. And in first place, I don't think this is going to surprise anyone, the most expensive Scarlet and Violet era set to currently collect is Prismatic Evolutions by a mile. It's not even close. By my estimates, it currently costs roughly $8,000 to get yourself a Master Complete set of Prismatic Evolutions, and that's going to be dependent on you, how much you can pick up some of the most expensive chase cards inside of Prismatic Evolutions for, because if you get a good deal here or there, you could be saving yourself hundreds and hundreds of dollars. But currently, it roughly costs you $8,000 to get a Master Complete set of Prismatic Evolutions, with the top chase card being the Umbreon EX, which is currently going for $1,500. For the price of a single chase card, you can pretty much get every other set on this list, right? For $1,500, you can pretty much get a Master Complete set of Surging Sparks, Paradox Rift, Temporal Forces, 151. For a single card, you can pick up every single card inside of 151. That's how crazy Prismatic Evolution is. Prismatic Evolutions currently costs $8,000 to get a Master Complete set of it. And even if you don't count the Umbreon EX, fine. There's still $6,500 worth of value inside of Prismatic Evolutions if you have to pick up all the other chase cards, because a lot of the other SIRs are going to cost you between $400 to $200 roughly for any of the evolutions and some of the more popular SIRs. And these add up very quickly. A couple of $300 cards there, a couple of $200 cards there, and suddenly you're looking at thousands and thousands of dollars, which is why Prismatic Evolutions is so incredibly expensive. It's because the chase cards are really, really hard to pull inside of it. The odds are really low, and the sealed products are just expensive. You know, you're talking about $13 to $14 for a single loose Prismatic Evolutions booster pack. So that's pretty much it. This is the complete list for how expensive it is to collect every single card inside of Scarlet and Violet. We have not included Journey Together. If we did include Journey Together, we would probably be over $20,000 in total cost to collect every single card from the Scarlet and Violet era. And that is not including any graded prices. This is not including condition. This is just to collect a single loose copy of every single card from the Scarlet and Violet era. It's going to cost you right around $20,000. What I got out of this list, absolutely, if you want to complete some sets, Obsidian Flames, Shrouded Fable, Stellar Crown, and Scarlet and Violet base. These 4 sets are super, super affordable right now to get a Master Complete set of. it roughly costs between $500 to $600 to get a complete master set of any of these 4 sets. And that's really a good deal considering how expensive sealed products are. You know, for the cost of 2 or 3 booster boxes, you're getting the whole entire set. That's a really, really, really good deal. The one that I would pick out of these 4 is probably Stellar Crown, because Stellar Crown sealed products is really, really expensive comparatively to the price of the set. So Stellar Crown is the one that stands out for me from these specific 4 sets. Outside of that, all the other sets roughly cost around $1,200 to $1,500 to collect any of these other sets. And so it's kind of wild. It's kind of wild how expensive Pokemon cards are right now, because 5 or 6 years ago when I used to collect, those sets used to cost around, you know, a couple of $100 maybe. Like the top chase cards from the XY era or the Sun and Moon era used to be maybe a $40 card. And yeah, for the pretty much the price of $200 or $300, you can get yourself a Master Complete set of any of the older sets. Obviously, things have completely changed and the prices on cards have really gone out of whack and pretty wild. But it is what it is. So thank you so much for watching. Hope this has been insightful. We'll do more videos like these in the future. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time.